Now, to shed more light on what transpired around the reappointment of Noah and Van der Merwe, we're now joined by Dr. Ndjodi Ndeunyema, a constitutional legal research fellow at the Oxford University in the United Kingdom. A very good evening, Doctor.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, there was a heated debate in the National Assembly with the opposition MPs rejecting the reappointments of Noah and the deputy. What's your take on their arguments?
Firstly, perhaps a good starting point is to outline the process of appointing the Director General of Corruption Commission, and that's outlined in the Constitution. In a nutshell, the President nominates the Director General, and the National Assembly appoints after debate. So the National Assembly appoints after conducting a vote, and the full majority of half of the voting members must vote. And there's a bit of here. There's no two-thirds required.
I need to ask you to just come closer to the mic. Just bring yourself closer to the mic. Cannot hear you so clearly.
Okay, I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, much clearly. Thank you, sir. You can continue.
Yeah. So I was just sharing that the process is clearly defined in the Constitution.
Now, tell us, some of the concerns from the opposition is that the process was unprocedural, it's illegal. How does the ACC appointment really, the process, differ from the process of appointing commissioners of the ECN?
Yes. In terms of the appointment of commissioners, the commissioners, if you want to apply, you must apply, and you will be interviewed by a selection committee. And that selection committee is constituted of various individuals who hold a public office, including the chairperson of the Public Service Commission, the chairperson of the Council of the Law Society, and so forth. And then they make a list of recommendations to the president, from which the president selects, distinguished from the Anti-Corruption Commission deputy and Director General, where the president is the one who makes the nominations. And ultimately, for the ECN commissioners, the National Assembly is the one that decides. But there's a selection committee from which names are as distinguished from the Anti-Corruption Commission.
Mm-hmm. Now, the lawyers representing political parties are demanding for the cancellation of the special session that was held this week, and they're requesting the Speaker to provide proper notice of the session. In your view, is this a strong argument?
I haven't sight of the exact arguments that lawyers have put forth, but I think from a generic point of view, in terms of reflecting on whether or not the process that is followed, specifically the Director General and of the Anti-Corruption Commission, whether that serves public interest, that's worth reflecting. Do we first want a president who is so integral to the process of deciding who the Director General will, he or she will ultimately be the decider of who the nominee for Parliament? Secondly, there are questions around whether or not the nationalists, because of the way in which our Constitution is designed, can effectively exercise the oversight function over specific executive, holding the executive to account in terms of the recommendation that it puts forward if the legislature is nominated by members of the executive, given that have the peculiar situation of quite a number of ministers in Parliament. So that's a constitutional design question that I think we should reflect on.
Mm-hmm. Now, Dr. Ndeunyema, maybe just to re-emphasize, perhaps you can just come a little bit closer to the mic. It is becoming inaudible right now, but I would like to just conclude before we end the interview, is the controversy around the reappointments of Noah and Van der Merwe. Talk to us about the arguments, especially one of them being the fact that the independence of the appointees when they are linked to the ruling party.
Yes, so that's unfortunate. The Constitution doesn't prohibit Director General or Deputy Director General from being reappointed That's problematic. It's not to say that the president was wrong in reappointment, but definitely it's not ideal to have a process where reappointment is so subject to a political principle. Secondly, the issues with institutional continuity. Whenever an institution becomes synonymous with an individual, that immediately becomes problematic. And we see it from a best practices point of view that this is not ideal. And finally, from a public trust point of view, the fact that such an integral institution of holding to account those who occupy powerful offices is impugned by the public and the perceptions of political beholdenness doesn't bode well for both confident domestic and internationally in terms of our commitment to address corruption, malfeasance, problematic aspects that manifest in society, particularly those who are bestowed public power.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Doctor, for enlightening us there. Thank you. Well, that was Dr. Ndjodi Ndeunyema. He's the Constitutional Legal Research Fellow from the Oxford University in the United Kingdom.